You have probably seen more than a fair share of people claim that Fortnite is dead. The Fortnite Battle Royale had its peak time back in the day between like seasons 3 and 7, and then things started to just go downhill. But did things really actually start to go downhill? For a while, definitely. In Season X, when the mechs were wreaking havoc, it seemed like everyone and their mother was leaving Fortnite to go out and play Minecraft or WoW Classic or Uno or something else to just get away from the frustrations that Fortnite Battle Royale Season X was based around. But as the season progressed, things started to look up. The mechs got nerfed, they basically got removed eventually too, and of course in the final moments of Season X, the game peaked in terms of popularity because of the end events. So while Fortnite Battle Royale has been a roller coaster of events and emotions so far, to say that the game is dying creates a bit of a tricky situation, as the game is still topping the charts left and right, it's making a ton of money for everyone involved, and it's still being watched by millions day in and day out. So rather than simply saying, yeah, Fortnite is dying or no, Fortnite is not dying, we're gonna see what the facts have to say about the matter and truly reveal if we are on the verge of seeing the end of Fortnite once and for all. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like rating on it and let's get into it. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about how many people are actually watching Fortnite Battle Royale, because obviously if a ton of people are watching the game, then there's still a very active audience for it, and it's likely that the game is still doing just fine for itself. So back in April of 2018, we were headed into the prime of Fortnite Battle Royale's first half of life. Everyone seemed to be jumping onto the game, and the title was absolutely booming throughout pretty much all of 2018, but especially during the spring and summer. So in April of 2018, Fortnite was averaging in between about 80,000 and a few 100,000 viewers a day, depending on what day of the week it was and who all was streaming at the time. In fact, the lowest amount of people ever watching Fortnite in all of April of 2018 was 30,000 people in the middle of the night, and the highest amount of people was clocked at about 620,000. So the game was consistently holding hundreds of thousands of viewers at a time, beating out other games like League of Legends and CSGO. At the same time, over on YouTube, Fortnite was also making waves, as it was actually the single most viewed thing in a single month in the history of YouTube itself. In March of 2018, Fortnite had over 42 million live viewers throughout the month, and one stream in specific even broke 1.1 million concurrent viewers at one point, allowing it to surpass Minecraft and all other live contents. Now, with all of that, how do these numbers actually compare to today? Because technically, if we're not seeing those same kind of results now, then yeah, the overall interest in the game might be dwindling down some. So in the past week or so, Fortnite has still averaged around 80 to 150,000 viewers a day, and it peaked at nearly 400,000 viewers. But we do also have to consider in the time since, many streamers, including Ninja, have switched over to Mixer, and there's plenty streaming here on YouTube as well. So while the site-wide numbers might be down for Twitch and YouTube, Mixer is currently having the highest viewer counts that it ever has had. Altogether though, even when combined, that doesn't necessarily compete with what we saw last year. So as of now, it might look like, yes, Fortnite is indeed dying out, but there's a lot more to the situation than just the people watching the game. Of course, the game wouldn't be able to thrive if people weren't playing it either, and here is where Fortnite is absolutely still making waves. Near the end of 2018, Fortnite had recorded roughly 200 million, yes, 200 million unique players who had signed onto Fortnite on any given platform and played a match. And in just a few months into 2019, in March, the game had spiked to 250 total players. Now, keep in mind, that is not people playing the game at just one time. That is people creating accounts and jumping in at any given time. That is not a concurrent number, but if that pace were to keep up, and it likely did, Epic hasn't released any player numbers as of lately aside from something we'll talk about here in a bit, but if that pace were to keep up, we're probably looking at in between 310, maybe 325 million players having experienced Fortnite Battle Royale at one point or another. Literally today, as you guys are watching this, people are jumping onto Fortnite for the very first time. There's people right now playing their very first match. There's people who have no idea that the OG Fortnite island even existed that are playing the game right now. So as long as there are new players, the game is still going to have an audience that's going to be around for quite some time. On top of that, we also have to talk about revenue, because there is not a single game in the whole world that is making millions and millions of dollars while also being a dead game. Back at the start of 2019, Epic Games revealed that the company made nearly $2.5 billion in all of 2018, and that is just coming from Fortnite's Save the World mode, the battle passes, the store bundles, and also the item shops. Fortnite by itself made $2.5 billion in just 1 year. And honestly, I think the overall amount of new items and store bundles have increased over the past year or so, and with the support a creator system being promoted so much now, I think this year is going to be equally as successful for Epic Games and the Fortnite team specifically. But of course, we won't know just how much Fortnite made this year until we cross over into 2020. But all things considered, with how many players are still watching the game, playing the game, and just generally talking about the game, their revenue is going to be one massive figure. But even then, I think it's been made clear that Fortnite has had its ups and downs. The game initially peaked at its highest point, I would say, during the rocket launch event back in Season 4, as that was a seriously groundbreaking moment for the game in general. Season 5 kinda had a little less hype, as it was not as thrilling to be a part of. Season 6 also wasn't anything to write home about, but Season 7 picked things up a bit again. During the Marshmallow event in specific, the game had nearly 11 million total concurrent players online, which is an astronomical number to say the least. Season 8 was pretty solid, I'd say an above average season, and the unvaulting event and volcano eruption attracted a lot of attention too. Season 9 saw quite a few player spikes, including when the mecha robot defeated the Polar Peak ice monster, and then Season X was without a doubt the biggest roller coaster of them all. As I mentioned earlier, Season X had the mech robots as vehicles for the better part of the season, and those ended up driving away some of the top streamers and content creators, like Courage, Dr. Lupo, Tfue, and even Ninja at times. But then as the season came to a close, the end event changed everything. Millions of people watched the OG Fortnite island leave us forever at the end of Season X, and when I say millions, I mean millions. To be exact, during the end event in the early stages of the black hole screen, over 4.5 million people were watching on YouTube alone, that is a record. Over 1.5 million people were watching on Twitch, once again that's absolutely insane. Over 1 million people were watching live on Twitter, and hundreds if not thousands more were watching on other sites like Mixer and DLive and whatnot too. So between all the people watching live on those sites, alongside the millions more watching live in-game, the end event easily crossed over that 10 million concurrent eyes watching, making it bigger than the rocket launch, making it bigger than the Marshmallow concert, making it bigger than any gaming event in history according to Epic Games. And that was just a short while back. So through thick and thin, through all of the ups and downs, through the entire roller coaster ride itself, Fortnite Battle Royale's most recent event was also its biggest ever. So in terms of the game quote-unquote dying out, while we may go through dry periods and while there may be things that turn some players away from the game, Epic absolutely knows how to bring those players back, and I think they're going to continue to do so for many, many more seasons. We have our very first Chapter 2 event coming up here in just a couple of weeks' time, and you already know everyone is going to be extremely interested in seeing what exactly is going to happen to our brand new island. We've never seen a live event occur on our brand new map yet, and we also haven't experienced any major map changes either, but both of those things will be happening here very, very shortly. That is no doubt going to attract a lot of attention too. So now, with all of the evidence shown, do you think Fortnite Battle Royale is actually dying, or do you think it just goes through its ups and downs like most other games out there? Actually, can Fortnite even die? Is that even allowed? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, let us know by dropping a like rating on it, giving it a big old thumbs up, as it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are new here and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when a new video goes live. As always, by joining the notification squad, every time we post a new video here on the channel, YouTube will actually send you a message. That way you can be the first person to watch, like, and comment on each and every new video. With all of that being said, that is effectively going to wrap things up for now. So thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.